All right, and welcome back to Judah's Game Day Picks. Let's get right into it, Judah. I mean, how was week one of college football? Pretty wild.
That was a pretty wild games. I thought it was gonna be like a slow start. That was a fast start right there.
All kind of things going on around college football. Judah and I were actually away from home on Saturday, but we were able to keep up with all the games. We had a TV on, even where we were able to watch a lot of the games. Why don't we go ahead and talk about some of the breakdown of week one? We hope you guys enjoyed watching Judah. First of all, big win for our Cavs. What did you see out of Kentucky this last week?
They have a not very good offensive line. We need to work on that. But other than that, I think we're good. The defense is okay. The offense is good. If Will Levis can get more than 1 second, he can really start going. So I think Kentucky's ready. I think they are.
Will Levis definitely has a great arm. It was so fun to watch him on Saturday. I hope that he has a great year. And why don't we get to this, Judah? Not just Kentucky, but you made some good picks last week. You had 9 picks last week, and you were 7-2. 7-2 last week. What do you think about that?
I think yes. 7 games right and 2 wrong for my first games that I've picked. Like, that's pretty good.
That was pretty good. And the 2 that you got wrong, I mean, they could have gone either way. It was the Florida game where Florida won on a miracle last-second play, and then the LSU game, which that was wild. That's probably the craziest ending I've ever seen to a college football game.
That was nuts. I wasn't there, but my dad told me about it, and it was
blow your mind. I can tell you who looked really good. Georgia and Alabama looked scary. What do you think, Judah?
Georgia looked scary. They demolished Oregon. That was supposed to be a close game, kind of, because they're both ranked teams, but 3-43. Demolished.
43? Wasn't it like 40? Anyway, it was a lot to a little. They crushed them. Amazing first week of college football. The great news about college football is we're on to week 2. More games coming our way. You ready for the picks?
Yes! Let's go.
All right, let's get to them. First game up. Alabama, Texas. This is where college game day is going. Judah, break down this game for us and tell us your pick.
Alabama Crimson Tide is my pick, but Texas Longhorns, they are a famous school, so I think college game day is going for that reason. I'm going Alabama.
All right, week number 2 that you pick Roll Tide. I agree. I think they're going to beat Texas this week. Should be a fun atmosphere, but I don't think it's going to be a very close game. On to the next one. We're picking some of these just for some family, and so we got Auburn versus San Jose State University. Judah, this should be an easy pick for you.
Let's go Auburn Tigers. That team last week, they were the unwatchable game. 3-7, 2 safeties and 1 field goal. 3-7. That was an unwatchable game. I guess that was really boring to be at. I'm so glad I'm not one of the fans of those teams because I would be really bored on the couch.
That was a crazy game in a bad way. Auburn's going to win easily. We're yet to see them play a big game. We'll see how they turn out as the season goes on. On to the next game. Another game. This will be interesting. Mississippi State at Arizona. They've got to fly across the country to play Arizona. It's going to be a very late game Saturday night. Judah, what do you see out of the Dogs versus Arizona?
State is last week they started off with a win. Go State. Arizona last week, wasn't paying attention to them. Don't think they played last week, but I'm going State. Go Bulldogs.
Oh, State going to Judah. Look up for the camera what you got. He's got his State shirt on today. He's feeling the Bulldogs. They're going to get off to a hot 2-0 start. I think you're right, even though it's going to be a little tricky to adjust the time change. They'll be okay. All right, let's get to some other interesting games of the week. All right, a ranked matchup here. Baylor versus BYU, kind of a West Coast thing. Judah, what do you see out of these two teams? What's your pick?
I don't really pay attention to BYU, but BYU is I didn't know they were ranked, but they are ranked. Baylor just to the top 10. Go Baylor.
All right, Judah's going with the Baylor Bears? Baylor Bears? Yeah. So that'll be an interesting game. It's hard for us to keep up with West Coast. They play so late, but we'll see what happens in that ranked matchup. Okay, on to the next game of the week. This is going to start to get pretty interesting here. SEC Nation, Judah, is going to Wake Forest versus Vanderbilt.
That is just messed up.
Vanderbilt, though, is 2-0 for the first time in a long time. Interesting matchup. What do you got for this game?
I got Wake Forest, but
Ooh.
Vandy is turning out to be a good school this year, kinda. I think they are going.
Don't shake the camera, dude.
I think Wake Forest is going to pull out the win. Go Wake Forest.
Okay, so he's going to see something happen there where the SEC is going to get beat by Wake Forest. We'll see what happens. Vandy's not normally a very good team, but they are off to a 2-0 start. Okay, let's go on to the next game. We've only got a couple left. This is going to be an interesting game. We got Arkansas, who beat Cincinnati week 1, versus South Carolina, who some people think are going to be a tricky team this year. Judah, what do you think?
South Carolina, I don't think they're going to be a tricky team because Kentucky plays them every year, and I've experienced from South Carolina. Arkansas, I've experienced an okay reign for them. Pig Suey.
Pig Suey again. Arkansas off to a big start. Judah's a fan of the Razorbacks and thinks they're going to do well. All right, just a couple games left for this week that we've got. Okay, this is a big game. Tennessee versus Pitt. I know you're having a hard time with this one. We've got a ranked SEC team going to Pittsburgh. Judah, what do you see in this game?
I see a vision of Tennessee is now ranked. Pittsburgh, last year, they were an okay team. They had an amazing punter last year. He had a leg like no other. He had a leg like McPherson. But I think I'm going Pitt in this one.
Oh, that's going to be a bit of an upset. This game is at Pittsburgh. And so you think that Tennessee's going to get beat by Pittsburgh. This will be a game to watch. Make or break game for Tennessee. All right, good. All right, let's get on. The last game that we are going to pick. This is a big one. Now, Judah, I'm going to let you think here for a second. I know this is a tough game for us. We got a big matchup here, okay? I think that SEC Nation, maybe even College Game Day, should have gone to this game. Florida beat Utah. They jumped way up in the ranking this week, all the way to 12th. Before you make your pick, tell us what you see out of these teams in this matchup.
I see Kentucky. They have a bad offensive line. Florida has a good offensive line. Kentucky has a good offense. So does Florida. Florida has defense. We have cha-ching defense. And now that it is tied at it is at Florida, so I know I'm a Kentucky fan. I know if you're a Kentucky fan, you're watching. Snap, snap. Go Florida.
Oh, Judah, you're picking the Gators?
That's the right pick. I think they're going to win because I think they're just a better team in this one. I see them winning this one.
Well, daggone. You know what, Judah? I do think it's going to be a tough game. I can't believe you're going against our Cats. I think Kentucky's going to go into the swamp. We are going to walk in there. Will Levis is going to take over the game, and I think Kentucky's going to win. But this is not Steven's Game Day picks. It's Judah's Game Day picks, and he made some big ones this week. We'll see how it pans out. We hope everyone tunes in. Judah, anything else you want to say about Week 2 of college football?
I hope you can watch all these games. Maybe not all of them, but some of the good games that we picked. I hope Kentucky can win the game. Cheering for Kentucky. Pick Florida. I really hope you guys can settle in and watch college football. Any last words until we shut this off, Dad?
Go Cats. That's Week 2.